Now, welcome to you all. Now we will study the various reformulation studies factors. See, in the earlier we have told about the how solubility profile is important for a drug, but now we will start with how are the various determinations is important for the next things. First, we come to the pKa determination. At this determination. See, determination of a dissociation constant for a drug capable of ionization within a pH range of 1 to 10 is important, since the solubility and consequently absorption can be ordered by the orders of the magnitude with the changing pH, according to the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. It provides an estimate. We all have been known about the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. It provides an estimate of ionized and unionized drug concentration at a particular pH. For acidic compound, it's pH pK plus log ionized drug upon unionized, and for the basic, its pH is equal to pK plus log unionized by ionized. So for a weakly acidic drug with pK value greater than 3, the unionized form is present within the acidic contents of the stomach, but the drug is ionized predominantly in the neutral media of intestine. For basic drugs such as erythromycin and piperacin that has a pK is to 8 to 9, uh, the ionized form is predominant in both the stomach and intestine. So, in general, the unionized drug molecule is the species absorbed from the GIT. However, the rate of dissolution, lipid solubility, common ion effect, and metabolism in the GI tract can shift or reverse predictions of the extent and site of absorption based on a pH alone. So that this is what we have discussed here. That is, so when we used to for determination of pK, so pK is determined by analytical method and analytical methods. So analytical methods can be determined by UV visible. So when we are starting, that is the determination of pKa, that is the ionization constant. That analytical method, the preferred method is the determination of spectra shifts by UV or physical visible spectroscopy, since dilute aqueous solution can be analyzed directly. A second method is the potentiometric titration that offers maximum sensitivity of a product with a pK value in the range of 3 to 10, but is often hindered by the precipitation of unionized form during the titration, since the high drug concentration is usually required to obtain a significant titration curve. So, to prevent precipitation, a co-solvent such as methanol or DMSO can be incorporated to maintain sufficient solubility for the unionized species, and the pK value is extrapolated from the titration data collected from the various co-solvent concentration. So, there are the various factors for that has been used when we with insoluble drugs. The dependence of the solubility on pH can also be used to obtain pK value. For this third method, the pK corresponds to the pH of the solution where the equilibrium solubility is twice the value of the intrinsic solubility of an unionized form. The factors affecting ionization constant is the buffer, temperature, ionic strength, and co-solvent. The next is the effect of temperatures. The heat of a solution is denoted by delta HS, represented the heat released or absorbed when 1 mole of solute is dissolved in the large quantity of a solvent. Most commonly, the solution process is endothermic or delta H is positive, and thus increasing the solution temperature increases the drug solubility. So for such solutes such as lithium chloride and other chloride salts that are ionized when the drug is dissolved, the process is exothermic, that is negative delta H, such that the higher temperature suppresses the solubility. So when we use about the heat of a solution, when we study, that is the heat of solution. So heat of solution are determined from the solubility values for the saturated solution equilibrated at the controlled temperature over the range of interest. Typically the temperature range should be 5 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Celsius. So the work equation is this, where S is the molar solubility at the temperature T, and the T is in the Kelvin, and R is the gas constant. Over the limited temperature range, a semi-log plot of the solubility against the reciprocal temperature is linear, and delta H is obtained from the slope. So for non-electrolytes in unionized form of weak acid and base dissolved in the water, heat of the solution are usually in the range of 4 to 8 Kelvin calorie per mole. So salt form are of the drug are often less sensitive to the temperature and may have the heat of solution between -2 and 2 Kelvin per mole. Next is the solubilization. Solubilization is that is for the drug candidates with either poor water solubility or insufficient solubility for the projected solution dosage form. Pre-formulation studies should include limited experiments to identify the possible mechanism for solubilization. A general means of increasing solubility is the addition of a co-solvent to the aqueous system. The solubility of poorly soluble non-electrolytes can often be improved by the order of magnitude with suitable co-solvents such as ethanol, propylene glycol, and glycerin. So this co-solvent solubilizes drug molecules by disrupting the hydrophobic interactions of the water at the non-polar solute-water interfaces. So the extent of solubilization due to the addition of a co-solvent depends upon the chemical structure of the drug. That is, the more non-polar the solute, the greater is the solubilization achieved by the co-solvent addition. So this relationship can be illustrated by this figure. Uh, that is by this figure. That is for hydrocortisone and hydrocortisone 21 heptanol. The lipophilic ester is solubilized to a greater extent by addition of the propylene glycol than by the more polar parent compound. So by this study, we can say that the co-solvent effect for dissociated drug molecules are usually much less, and some poorly soluble drugs can be solubilized into the micelle concentration solutions such as by 0.01 molar 20 or via molecular complex as with the caffeine. The next we talk about the partition coefficient. Partition coefficient is the measurement of the drug's lipophilicity and an indication of its ability to cross cell membrane is the oil water partition coefficient in the system such as octanol water and chloroform water. The partition coefficient is defined as the ratio of unionized drug distributed between the organic and aqueous phase at the equilibrium. So for a series of compounds, the partition coefficient can provide an empiric handle in screening for some biological property. For the drug delivery, the lipophilic hydrophilic balance has been shown to be the contributing factor for the rate and extent of the drug absorption. Although partition coefficient data alone doesn't provide understanding of an in vivo absorption, it does not provide a mean of the characterizing the lipophilic hydrophilic nature. The next is the dissolution. When we talk about the dissolution, so the dissolution of a drug, when we talk about the dissolution of a drug, when we talk about the dissolution, that the dissolution of a drug particle is controlled by the several physiochemical properties, including chemical form, crystal habit, particle size, solubility, surface area, and petting properties. So, when coupled with the equilibrium solubility data, dissolution experiments can help to identify potential bioavailability problem areas. So, for example, the dissolution of a solvate and a polymorphic form of a drug can have significant impact on the bioavailability and the drug delivery. So the dissolution rate of a drug substance is uh, is generally given by the Noyes-Wittig equation. Here is the Noyes-Wittig equation, where dC by dt is equal to dA by H3 Cs minus C, where d is the diffusion coefficient, H is the thickness of the diffusion layer at the solid liquid interface, A is the surface area of the drug exposed to dissolution media, V is the volume of the media, Cs is the concentration of the saturated solution of solute in the dissolution medium at the experimental temperature, and C is the concentration of the drug in the solution at time t. So the dissolution rate is given by dC by dt. If the surface area of the drug is held constant and Cs is greater than C, then the equation can be rearranged. Now, let me talk about the dissolution habit. The most commonly dissolution experiments are generally with the tablet, and the dissolution apparatus. Dissolution studies are generally studied by the dissolution apparatus. So, generally, in experimentally, a constant surface area is obtained by compressing the powder under the disk of the known area and with a dye and a punch apparatus. When we made a tablet, so to maintain a uniform hydrodynamic conditions, we need a dissolution apparatus that imbibes the our in vivo parameters. So the generally most of commonly apparatus are apparatus 1 and apparatus 2. The apparatus 1 is the basket and the apparatus 2 is the battery. So when we use the basket, they are generally used because for the tablet testing we use the paddle type. For the floating or a beach type that can be directly exposed to the liquid, then we use the basket type apparatus. Here is the schematic diagram of that. This is paddle one, that is the basket. This basket makes the USB is the basket one and the apparatus one. Here we see as a shaft and it is known as the apparatus 2. Apparatus 3 is a reciprocating cylinder and apparatus 4 is the flow through cell system. So these are the very dissolution parameter. Thank you for this.